Hey there YouTube, it's Leo Aldervold. Hope you're all doing well. Bear with me, I just forgot a crucial thing. Oh, I've got to have a drink if I'm sitting down talking to you folks. Well, as I say, hope you're all doing well. I've discovered a novel new way to control the GoPro, and that's through my phone. So hopefully it gives me some idea of what the screen is looking like from the camera. Well, that's my chores done for the day. Time to sit down by my fire and have a smoke. And I'm smoking in an old John Brumfitt Lovett, some Coniston cut plug, some actually that I'd left in a one of those sort of vinyl, they call it oil skin. It's a plasticky vinyl kind of thing, pouch, and consequently it's gone quite dry, but actually I quite like it that way. The flavour profile changes tremendously. Obviously the Lakeland flavours are a lot more subtle, but yeah, it's rather nice. There is something really quite old-timey about the flavour and scent of a Lakeland. So I'm still here where I was from my last video. Been here a couple of weeks now, but I should be moving on probably in another week or two over to quite a sizable estate that I've just taken on, which is probably somewhere in the region of sort of 15 miles or so in that direction. A bit more perhaps. What's that light doing? Let's see if it's a bit different from this angle. Oh yeah, it's a bit brighter. Quite a bit brighter. Yeah, so work's picking up, which is nice. And I'm quite looking forward to getting my teeth into this this estate, as I say, further to the east of me here, because that's quite a big job, and I will hope anyway that that's going to be my bread and butter pretty much throughout the winter, along with other things that are coming in as well. Yeah, work's picking up, it's rather good, but it would actually be a bit of a shame to move from here over there, because I've actually found myself a really nice community around these parts. So since the pubs have been open a couple of weeks ago, I've just been dropping in on occasion to one down the road from me in Kern Abbas, where I found just a fantastic bunch of people, really, really nice bunch of people around here. Sitting out in the beer garden, listening to the music. Hello, darling. My cat's come to say hello. And talking about life, the universe, and everything. I've been very quickly welcomed into the local community, which is quite an honour. So when I move over to where I'm going, if I want to get out to what's become my favourite pub, it'll involve a bit of a drive. But still, fortunately for me, as I say, there's been this, I've kind of moved into this almost like a ready-made community. I have a lot of people here that I vaguely knew from past work and so on, that I've become really rather fond of. Some really good people working in the same industry as myself. So at the moment I'm actually toying with the idea of setting up what we call a CIC, which is a community interest company. So that's effectively a company that's not limited by its shareholders as such, but it's one where the excess profit is going back into community projects and things of value both to the community and the environment. So you take, you know, your piece of it, so to speak, your salary, whatever you want to call it, and then the excess money that's generated as a result of it is put back into the local communities, or whatever it is that you happen to be have set out as your ideals, if you like, as that company. So I'm talking with a couple of friends, colleagues of mine, as to the merits of doing that, because my intention is still to move to Portugal permanently at some point. But actually, if I'm going to be building up a business here, it would be a bit of a shame for me to then walk away from that and leave that with no legacy. So all of my customers, for example, or clients that I built up over the years, being left in the lurch. But that CIC, that community interest company, would be able to carry on, you know, with the people that I'm talking about creating it with, and it would be actually benefiting the local community and environment. But hey, I'm a socialist, so. But things are picking up, as I say, which is rather grand. The world's still in a bit of a funny mess from the last time I spoke to you, getting funnier by the day. We found on this side of the pond, our health service, as many of us knew very well that it would be, has been undermined tremendously by the latest move of the Tory government to effectively remove any protections of our health service being sold in a potential trade deal with the US as a result of Brexit. And over in the States, well, the president's really losing the plot. COVID's getting worse. We're definitely going to be in for a second wave later on this year, of that I'm pretty sure. But I have this, so it's all right. You can see my kitten in the background there. She tends to join me by the fire sometimes. And she'll be sitting there watching in the bracken for something moving. I was quite disturbed the other day when the first time in her life, I think she's about 11 years old now, and the first time in her life she actually killed a small vole and dropped it in the truck for me to tread on in my socks, which was rather unpleasant. But she's suddenly become a huntress, which she has never been. And which I've always been rather happy about, because it means she wasn't killing the local wildlife. Anyway, I doubt very much that that little kiddie's going to be having an impact on anything. So I've been having these Zoom meetings once or twice a week, which have been really interesting. And I need to give a shout out to Chad of the channel Yardism, Chad Yarborough. He's involved in these Zoom meetings, and he actually used the phrase. He used the phrase the other day that just really tickled me. When he described us as the most diverse bunch of old white guys. And we really are. Many of us are from very different backgrounds, very different circumstances, different political views, religious views, societal views, whatever. But you know what? Everybody is perfectly civil. And it's a real breath of fresh air from the nonsense that takes place on the internet. When you can actually sit down and have dialogue with people that you don't necessarily agree with. But it kind of goes back to what I was saying in a previous video, I think, of how in this world, in the current position that we're all in at the moment, where we have to take care of our communities, our families, we have to take care of people that we don't agree with necessarily. That's part of what being in a society means, taking some social responsibility. It's been a real breath of fresh air to chat with the guys on the group. From all over the world, many from the States, a few of us from over here in the UK, a couple from Germany, South Africa, Italy, Canada, elsewhere as well, I guess. Kind of group changes depending on the day. But it's a really decent mix of people, and it's a real pleasure. It's a real pleasure to converse in an open and respectful way. So I think everyone's got something to learn there, myself included. Anyway, cheers. I'm not drinking anything particularly noteworthy. Thatcher's cider, very common over here. Fancied something a little different. Well, yep, those are my thoughts for the day anyway. Just waiting for some water on the fire there. Actually, I'm waiting for the fire to catch properly because I'm burning some relatively recently cut Western red cedar and also some ash. Both of which burn fine, but they take a little while to get going. So I'm just waiting for my water to heat up so I can wash up. And I'll leave it at that for the moment. But you folks take care, and I'll speak to you all again soon, no doubt.